everyone, it's your girl Coach Kelly from the Coach Kellie Speaks Talk Show. I'm here to talk about my brand new book, the 30-Day, 30-Minute Visionary Journal, Awakening the Finisher Within. I wrote this book because I wanted to inspire other people to be finishers in their own personal journey of business and everyday life. So writing this book has really helped me to organize my thoughts a lot better. And has also just made me look at things different and not put so much pressure on myself, because before I would try to compile so much information in at one time, but now it has slowed my pace down a lot, and I'm able to really plan things out in a 30-minute manner. And so I think that now, with different projects that I'm working on, I feel that I'm a little more confident in what it is that I'm doing because I've actually planned it out better. So I hope that people who get this book will have a deeper appreciation for, number one, who they are, what they've been called to, and the people group that they've been called to as well. I also want people to have a clear and step-by-step guide to how to fight against fear and procrastination. I hope that this book will help you to win in each and every level of your life, each and every area of your life. I want this book to change the way you see yourself. When you look yourself in the mirror, that you won't see yourself through the eyes of fear, but that you'll see yourself through the eyes of faith, knowing that you are a finisher and that you will finish each and every project that you put your hands on. I just wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you, gracias, because without you, I would not be able to do what I do, what I love every day, from styling my clients to the boutique, and now my new show, the Coach Kellie Speaks Talk Show. This has been an exciting journey for me. I'm inspired by each and every last one of your comments, how you share my posts, going on to YouTube, leaving comments, just all of that just warms my heart every time I read it. And so I wanted to just let you know that you can buy my book on my website at www.coachkelliespeaks.net. Thank you again for tuning in, and I love you guys so much. Thanks. Happy Monday, everyone. It's your girl, Coach Kelly from the Coach Kellie Speaks Show. Today, our show is going to be off the chain. We have some fabulous women of style, grace, authors, just kicking butt for the kingdom. And so every week, I always get started with my weekly reflections. I'm very transparent about my life. I believe that in this season is meant for us to be transparent in a world where everything is filtered and, all of the selfies are filtered. Everybody's life is filtered. That this show is a show where we actually reveal our recipe with you for business and life and just transitioning in life. And so on today, I have these awesome, amazing women that I know their personal story, and you're going to be extremely blessed on today. And so this week, I am having our Wives Night Out, our Coach Kellie Wives Night Out, which was really just birthed on me just seeing a lot of women just really, really struggling in that area. And as a wife, you can feel like you are in special ed if someone doesn't come alongside and share their actual story with you. And so on Saturday, November the 4th at 5 p.m., I have a panel of 5 women who have been married 20 years plus, who they're going to show you their raw ingredients, things that they have been through. They're going to tell you the for real about marriage, things they've been through. Some who survived affairs, some who are a part of blended families, some who just wanted to walk away at one point, but now they're ready to now share their personal testimonies as well as stories. And so we're going to be blessed, but what's amazing to me is every time it's time for me to do something amazing, of course, some tension comes up. Something happens, some type of storm, some type of trial, something just happens to just kind of throw me off. And so this week, I just was really, really challenged. I wasn't feeling well. And I really was contemplating just really saying, let me just reschedule it and let me, change it. But I'm amazed that as soon as I thought about even just canceling, God literally just showed me other occasions where I was on my way to do something, and here comes some turbulence, here comes some wind, here comes some wave to stop me from doing it. And so now it's like God had to reveal it all over to me. So if there's somebody out there that's watching, that's on their way to do something amazing, like you're almost there, like you're like on the next exit to your success, to writing a book, to starting a nonprofit organization, no matter what else is out there, no matter what detours that are out there, take your exit, go to the next level. Don't let the winds, don't let the waves, don't let anything stop you from going into moving into what God has called you to do. I believe that October is all about change and seasons and harvest. And for some farmers, they are at the best time of the year. They are in a harvest season. And so many of us have been working, have been grinding, have been writing, have been just really, really on our grind, and it may seem like things may not be moving right now, but just because you may not see something on the surface, it doesn't mean that the roots are not growing on the bottom. And so the tallest tree in the world is the tree of life. The tree of life is only 8 feet tall, but the roots can grow as long as 3 miles long. So sometimes people are looking at you on the outside, but they don't know how deeply rooted you are. They don't understand what's underneath the surface and how deep of a person you are. So don't let social media, don't let the things that are around you, the things that that are even filtered around you, to stop you from believing, stop you from achieving what God has called you to do. And so this show is going to be extra, extra special. It's going to be, I already know that it's going to be amazing. And so in recognition for Cancer Awareness Month, we have Janai Childress that's going to be here. She's going to be our next guest. And so we're going to have her right after this commercial. Hello, everyone. It's your girl, Coach Kellie, from the Coach Kellie Speaks Talk Show. I'm here to talk about my brand new book, the 30-Day, 30-Minute Visionary Journal, Awakening the Finisher Within. I wrote this book because I wanted to inspire other people to be finishers in their own personal journey of business and everyday life. So writing this book has really helped me to organize my thoughts a lot better. And it has also just made me look at things different and not put so much pressure on myself, because before I would try to compile so much information in at one time, but now it has slowed my pace down a lot, and I'm able to really plan things out in a 30-day, in a 30-minute manner. And so I think that now, with different projects that I'm working on, I feel that I'm a little more confident in what it is that I'm doing because I've actually planned it out better. So I hope that people who get this book will have a deeper appreciation for, number one, who they are, what they've been called to, and the people group that they've been called to as well. I also want people to have a clear and step-by-step guide to how to fight against fear and procrastination. I hope that this book will help you to win in each and every level of your life, each and every area of your life. I want this book to change the way you see yourself. When you look yourself in the mirror, that you won't see yourself through the eyes of fear, but that you'll see yourself through the eyes of faith, knowing that you are a finisher and that you will finish each and every project that you put your hands on. I just wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you, gracias, because without you, I would not be able to do what I do, what I love every day, from styling my clients to the boutique Hi, welcome back, guys. It's your girl, Coach Kellie. I'm here with Janai. How are you,
I'm
girl?
good. How are you? Good to see you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being a part of the
Oh,
show.
thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
So, I met you, I guess, about maybe 3 or 4 years ago
Yeah.
at a cancer event, and
Yes.
you gave your amazing testimony, your story,
Mm-hmm.
and you are a two-time author.
Yes. Yeah.
Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that.
Thank
And
you.
so, tell us about yourself.
Well, my name is Janai. I'm an educator. I've been in education for 21 years. I absolutely love teaching, and I always wanted to pursue writing a book, but I just wasn't sure what I wanted to write about. So my best friend from college was diagnosed in 2009 with breast cancer, and as she's went through the process of the surgeries and the chemo and all that, I was like, you know what? I can write a book about this. So I asked her and her husband, I said, would you mind if I wrote a story about you and your daughter? I don't want you to feel like I'm exploiting you or your family. I just want to tell a story from an African American side of family that's actually going through the journey of the breast cancer, and really from a children's perspective of how children deal and cope with the parent that has breast cancer. Because there were no books out there. Melody and I did the research. There were no books out there to help really families go in and say, okay, this is from a child's point of view. What is the child going through as the mother or the father or anybody in the family is going through the breast cancer, you know, sickness? Yeah.
So, what was her journey like?
Um, it was, she had no history of breast cancer in her family. 85% of women usually have no history of it in their family. And, we're college girlfriends and 25 years of sisterhood that we had. And, after homecoming one year, she just felt a lump. She thought she hit it on the wall or something and went in to see the doctor. And they were like, you need to go get a mammogram. And she did. And when they went, it was already at stage 2. Once she found out it was stage 2, they told her she needed to make some decisions because it was so aggressive. So she went and had the surgery. She didn't have both breasts removed. She just had one. At that time, the doctor told her she would never have children, ever have any children. So I think she had the surgery in 2010 or 2010, and she had her daughter a year
Wow.
after. So, things happen. God is good. And the cancer came back aggressive about a year later, and it came back stage 4. And she fought, I told you wrong, she fought from 2006 to 2017. And Melody passed away in April 13th. And it was a long fight, but she was a fighter. She was a survivor. And the entire time, her daughter, at this time when she was first diagnosed, Lauren was 5. Now she's 8. And, just to see a little girl go through that with her mom, because at no time for her, her mother wasn't sick to her. She just, mommy wasn't, was in the bed or wasn't feeling well. Because she still was like, Mom, can you go get my cookies? Can you make me? And Mel, as a pain that she was in, she would still go, make sure the snacks were made and make sure, because in Lauren's eyes, that's how she saw her mother. It was just, okay, my mother's bald-headed. Okay, well, all my mother's girlfriends are coming over. Okay, they all going to this place to get chemo. It was normal for her. So that was her normalcy, but it wasn't our normalcy because we didn't see Mel that way. We saw her as this voluptuous, structured Southern girl, Bennett Bell, stature tall with freckles. So as her journey went along with the cancer, her physical appearance started to diminish. So that was hard on all of us, just to try to get accustomed to seeing that, and in her last week, her last days, it was difficult. It was really, really difficult. And you don't really think, you lose a parent. I lost my mom to colon cancer, so I dealt with that and grieved with that. But once you lose a friend that you've, been friends with for years, it's different. It's like a part of you, even though it's a parent, but as a girlfriend that you always call and to laugh and you can tell your secrets to and all that stuff, to lose them, it's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
And so, how, because you were friends for so long, like, what kept you?
I just kept it going for her. And I know my daily struggles through life and everything that I went through at that time. I was going through a major divorce. I wasn't sure who I was at that person or what I was going to do, if I was going to find love again, if somebody was going to love me. So I just took that and never complained about anything because I knew the struggle that she was going through. And it was just daily struggle. So I just never was like, okay, I'm going through a divorce, woesy me, I'm going to have nothing. I didn't do that. I took all that energy and was like, okay, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah. And so where did the inspiration come?
From Kids Wear Pink too.
Yeah.
So in the process of writing this book, it came to me. You know, I hear people say how God speaks to them, and you know, I never experienced that before. But it seemed like going through this, helping Mel with this, and you know, going through my divorce. You know, I did a lot of meditation at times, and it was like, you need to write another book. And I was like, about what? Like, why would I'm writing one now? You know, but you don't question it. You just do it, like you said.
Okay.
So I wrote Kids Wear Pink too, and it is a book of affirmation statements of how children feel going through the process with their families. And at the end of the book, the children can write or draw a picture of why they love somebody that wears pink. I was very strategic when I was doing the logo. So in the logo, you can see that you can see an African American child, you can see a Caucasian child, you can see different ethnicities in it. So I just wanted to be able to reach out, just not to African Americans, but to other families. And then we started a nonprofit called Kids Wear Pink too.
Yeah. So is this a way to keep her legacy alive?
It's definitely a way to keep her legacy alive, and I wanted to do it while she was alive. And we used to joke about it because I was like, girl, we're not going to wait till you're gone. And she was like, no, we're going to do this now. So it was days that she was in the bed, and I'd be like, Mel, go look this up for me and make sure you post this for me. So she was very active in what we were doing, and it, you know, it was a slow start for us because we didn't know, you know, we just knew that we had to get our paperwork together. We had to make sure that we had everything down packed as far as the getting a nonprofit together, and we did that, and we just took our time with it. You know, it's new. We've been in existence since 2014. So it's a slow process, but it's a good process, and I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
And just letting it grow.
Yeah, you just gotta let it grow. You know.
Yeah. And so, what was the hardest obstacle that you had to overcome? Because in your book, you wrote this book, you were in North Carolina.
Yes.
So what brought you to D.C.?
Well, once my divorce was final, I just knew that, you know, sometimes spiritually, you know, a place isn't for you. No, I love North Carolina. I went to college in North Carolina, HBCU, Bennett Bell, love it. But I just knew that North Carolina wasn't the place for me at that time of what I was going through. So I decided to come back to the Washington, D.C. area. For me, it's a second home. I was born and raised in New York, but D.C. has always been, you know, home for me. So I just said, you know what? I just got to pull it together. You know, I had to make moves. And, you know, you remember the show Mary Jane and how she used to put the Post-it notes all over her bathroom?
Yes.
So through my process, I had put, like, Post-it notes all over my bathroom, like where I wanted to live, where I wanted to work, what I wanted to do, how much money I wanted to make. And all those things came into light, came to truth. And, you know, it was about a 6 to 7 month process that I went through. And it was hard because, you know, you feel alone. And I didn't have my mother to call because she wasn't there. You know, my dad didn't want to hear you were going through a divorce. And then, you know, your best friend is dying. So, you know, I get a little emotional, but, you know, it's difficult. But as women, you gotta get strong. And, you know, you can't always be like, woesy me. You gotta make a difference and know that, you know, you have to live and love for you and not for anybody else.
So out of all of the quotes that you had posted, like what was that one thing that was the anchor?
I would say biblical quote. What was the quote? She is dressed. She is
clothed.
She is clothed in that. Go ahead and say it because I don't know.
No.
She is clothed in dignity and
strength
and
you know how some come. You can recite
that's
stuff.
Proverbs.
Yeah, I know it's a
Proverbs 31. Proverbs 31.
You
so
know.
that really stuck to me, and that really kept me going through this whole process. And you know, I still have my days, but you gotta keep going.
Yeah. And I know you know that the keep going. But do you ever have those moments where you just kind of process everything? How do you? Do you ever get to yourself, or are you just busy?
No, I definitely have. Here now that I'm in the DC, back in the DC area, I have a lot of downtime. My boys, my oldest boy's in college. My youngest son decided to finish high school in North Carolina. So for me, that was the biggest part. So I have a lot of alone downtime. So it gives me time to really think, process things out, and say, it's okay, Janai. Nobody's perfect. It's okay. You know, it's a part of life. So... Yeah.
So I follow you also on social media, and I see you on a fitness journey.
Yeah.
And so what sparked it? Because now it's like you're not thinking about your hair. You And if anybody follow you, your Insta stories are hilarious.
They are.
So what sparked this new
fitness journey?
Yeah,
For me, when you get a certain age, I'm not ashamed to tell my age. I'm 45. Things start poking out places, and you see little extra veins growing. You're like, what happened to my Tina Turner legs? So you just kind of want to, get in shape. And then, once have people around you just passing away. Just you see them one day, they're gone the next day. It might be high blood pressure, it might be diabetes, it might be, you don't know what it is. So for me, I was just like, I have the time now and I can commit to it. So I said, if I can get my hair done and I get my nails done, I can pay for a trainer and I can just stay healthy and stay fit,
Yeah. So that is so awesome. So do you see a book coming from your journey? Because you talked about, you going through a divorce and it took you like 9 months and you processed it so well. Do you think that there will ever be
a tell-all book? No, a tell-all book. No, I think so. I just don't know on what platform and how I would want to do it, because I think it's times as when women do go through divorce, we go through so many emotions, up and down, up and down, up and down. You hate, you angry, you love, you cry. You hate, you angry, you love, you cry. So I just think I have to really decide on what type of platform and how I really want to do it. Do I want to do it as a workbook? Do I want to tell all? Do you want to, I'm not sure how I want to do it, but it's going to be done. Just don't know when.
So what advice could you give to somebody that's their reality today?
You just have to keep pushing, and for me, I found a lot of time meditating and, just asking God to just get me through this. And I had, my prayer warriors that were attached to me, and some of them, they just really got me through. And some of them are good girlfriends and some are not. Some of them were church members in North Carolina that really helped me through the process. And it's okay. You're not wrong. You're not a bad woman if you go through these things, but you have to take that energy and put it into something else. And that's why I was able to go through this and write these 2 books and just keep it moving and keep it going.
Yeah. This is so amazing. I could tell just your heart and just watching, that you love people and you love kids.
I do.
And so do you ever see yourself not in a classroom?
People always ask me that because I've been doing it for 21 years. I love the classroom. Like, I guess I don't want to be anybody's principal. I don't want to be anybody's administrator or counselor. I love the classroom because I love when those babies come in there and they're just so vulnerable and so just want to give you everything. I live for that. It keeps me going.
Yeah, that's awesome. I could tell. I can tell you put a lot of energy into those kids. It's just a blessing to find an educator who loves being in the classroom.
Thank you.
It shows.
Thank you.
And so how can they reach you?
I am on IG and Facebook and Twitter, Kids Wear Pink 2. I also have a website, kidswearpink2.com, and that's where we could be reached at.
Yeah. So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years with life or Kids Wear Pink?
Well, I have a new love, so that's good. And my focus is on my boys, and it's hard because I'm not with them all the time. But, with FaceTime and stuff, just to make sure that they're okay and with the process, because they go through it with you as well. And you have to make sure that they're good. And I have 2 boys, so I want to raise them to make sure that, it's okay. Y'all, it's going to be all right. And that's how I talk. It's going to be okay. Yeah. Just to be in a good place, to be happy, to be loved, to be comfortable. And, just being able to help others get through the process and let them know that it's okay.
So you say you have a new love.
Yes.
And I know before you said, I love again. Mm-hmm. So how did you know, like, it was the moment to love again? Because I hear so many women, they're like, I got a divorce. I'm happy. Nobody's coming. I'm not going to talk to anyone else. Like, did you always have that? Like, how did it change?
It was a process. It definitely was not an overnight thing that happened. You get vulnerable. You think about things that happened in the past that you don't want to do again, and you learn from what you went through. So I feel like I'm a better me. I'm a better woman, and I have a lot to offer. And I prayed for God and said, send me this, and he sent it to me, but you got to be specific with what you asked for. And I am, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, our director was like, yes, yes. That is so exciting. So we're going to go to commercial, and then after that, we're going to bring up Rhonda Kennedy from Polly Pearl, and then we're going to bring them back, and then we're going to have a panel.
Okay,
so
right.
We'll see you in a minute.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay. People give up?
I think people give up because they don't think they're good enough.
So why do you think people give up on their dreams or any part of life?
I think people have a tendency to give up on their hopes and dreams and aspirations due to, some might say, defeat. But in defeat, there's also a lesson to be learned, and I think a lot of times, if we draw on the lessons of defeat, it actually can give you enough fuel to overcome any and everything. But ultimately, it comes down to just feeling sorry for oneself, having self-doubt, and ultimately losing focus and belief in oneself.
So, oftentimes people give up. What do you think the reason is?
I feel like people give up because they're scared to fail. And, failure is like a big reason to why people don't try as hard, or they don't want to see like the end result. So I think that's why people give up.
Thank you. So why do you think people give up on their dreams?
I think people give up because of time and because of listening to other people. They think because if you want to be a singer, you can't make it in that business, so it's really, really hard. Or even when you get older, after a certain age, as a kid, you're in high school, so you have all these big dreams, big imagination, and you're like, okay, I can do this, I can do that. And then you get even older, you're in college, you're like, well, I can do this, but I can make more money in this. And then you're like, okay, well, I kind of got to change it. I like this, but I'm gonna take a little bit out of it and try my hardest to make some money. And then you get even older, and you're like, I just need to make a living. So then you kind of give up because you need to survive. You need to make a living. You need to help your family. And now you have a family. Now you have a house or an apartment or something like that, and you have no money. So it's harder to say, well, I got to chase my dream, but do I eat first? It's a little different. And you listen to everybody else. Everybody's telling you no, and you take it and you run with it, and you're like, well, maybe it's just not for me. No, it wasn't for them. It's just a little harder, but that doesn't mean stop.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Coach Kellie Speak Show. Wasn't that last segment so amazing? Like, wow, I'm just so, I can't wait to watch the replay. It was so good.
So good.
Oh my God.
So good.
Never thought about the perspective of kids wearing pink. I think that concept is just amazing, just to know like the mindset of the child. And I don't know if it matters the age, or I just think it just gave me like goosebumps. But anyway, so our next guest is Rhonda Kennedy from Polly Pearl Boutique.
Whoop, whoop.
Thank you, Rhonda, for being a part of this.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited.
Yeah. So tell us about Rhonda Kennedy.
Rhonda Kennedy or Polly Pearl?
Both.
Okay.
It seems like it's one, because anybody that follow you, you are like all about fashion and glam and sequins and pearls. So it's like, it seems like it's just flowing all together.
It really do. Just to give you a little background about Polly Pearl Boutique. Polly Pearl, the name came from my grandmother. That's my grandmother's name. And my grandmother used to style all of my mom's clothes when she was in school. So when I was younger, I thought I was going to be an attorney, which I really should have pursued that. But, doing fashion was also my thing as well. So one day I just decided I want to own a boutique. I want to style women, not just because of fashion, but I love being a woman, and I like making women feel good about themselves. Just having confidence, living life, enjoying life. And so, here I am today, Poly Pearl Boutique.
Yeah. So how long have your business been in existence?
Started in 2005 and a storefront 7 years.
That is awesome. That is
Yeah.
awesome. So what are some of the trends that you see now in fashion?
Oh wow, it's so much. But one of the popular trends that I always denim seems like it's never going to go out of style. Denim, bows, and anybody who follow me on Instagram, they probably are wondering, when is this girl going to let go of the bows? I'm not. I love bows, sequins, pearls, and fashion really is about what you make of it. It's about how you create what you want to wear, So, but denim, bows, pearls, sequins, and of course, fashion just repeats itself anyway.
Yeah. So what made you decide to do a brick and mortar store versus just doing it totally through e-commerce?
Well, originally when I first started, I had asked my two girlfriends, Lynn and Evelyn, would they be interested in doing the store with me? And we started in my house. We was in my living room. I turned my living room and dining room into a store. Not to mention, we were selling out of our trunk, on site. If someone would see us, they would say, "Hey, do you have any pearls?" I would pop the trunk. Lynn or Evelyn would pop the trunk, and we would make a transaction on site. So then we would do events at the hotel, and as the business started to grow, and it was becoming more and more successful, I thought it would be best that I moved to a storefront and I would remove it from my home. And so that's how, I decided to come, move to a storefront. And I'm excited about it. It's a girly establishment. Every woman that come through there, they're excited. They feel girly. It's cute. It's pink.
So
it's
cute.
gold. It's glamorous. It's fashionable. So it's a dream that I'm living and that I'm quite excited about.
Yeah. So what's the best part about being a boutique owner?
It's yours. You set the rules. You set the guidelines. You're meeting new people. I've met so many wonderful, great women and men because the men love to shop for their women, their wives, their girlfriends. So just meeting new people and hearing their story and sharing my story and networking. So I love that.
Yeah. And so being in a business for so long, you've survived the highs and lows of the industry. So how did you make it?
Truthfully, the grace of God. I know everybody's like, stop making it spiritual, but that's really the truth. It's really through the grace of God. I mean, I can't say that I came close to closing because I haven't. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of dedication. You have overhead. You got to trust people. It's a lot of work. And so I just have, thank God, I have surrounded myself with good people, good loyal people. Nobody has had to go to jail for stealing out the store. Praise God. No, but really, I mean, it's just been blessed.
Yeah.
That's really all I can say. It's just really been blessed.
Yeah. I remember from the beginning, I've been following your journey for a long time. And just remembering when you opened, it was just like a line down the street around the corner. I mean, what is that like? And then you have celebrities. It's nothing to see Erica Campbell post Polly Pearl and, Dr. Dee,
Yes.
and just you was just on the runway Saturday giving back. So you're just so humble. So what, having all of that and still being able to give back, like, Because I don't see a lot of, like, I see sometimes when people get to a certain level and they're styling celebrities and the success comes, they don't give back. But just Saturday, I saw you giving back to a mentoring group.
Well, that's part of being successful. The key is remaining humble, remembering where you started from. And I could never, ever forget that. And because of those people that supported me when we was popping the trunk and lifting garage doors and pulling on the side of the road, I can't never get too big-headed or, forget where I came from. And, I'm a very loving, warm person. So, I sow what I like to reap. And so I'm reaping all that good seed that I've sown.
Yeah, that's a good tweet right there. That was so good. It really was. I really love that you keep your beginning with you at all times. I think that is just so powerful. It's very humbling. You know what I mean? So what separates you from other boutiques?
Okay. All right. Well, I would say there's a lot of Instagram boutiques, and I'm not hating about them. Whatever your goal or your vision is, however you want to build your business. But I do have a storefront, and again, my focus is customer service, and I love making ladies feel good, revamping their style, making them feel good. It doesn't have to be through labels, designers, it could be beautiful pieces. So I think, with having a storefront, there's an advantage because I get to, meet, women and engage with them and develop a relationship. Mm-hmm. So, but customer service, that's key. That's key. Mm-hmm. And trying to keep up with the different creative pieces. So.
Yeah. So how can we reach you?
Oh, you can reach me, www.polypearl.com. You can also follow me on Instagram, Polypearl, and on Facebook, Polypearl Boutique.
Yeah. So where do you see Polypearl in the next 5 to 10 years?
Polypearl is going to do some big things. It's no secret I will be launching bridal wear spring 2018.
Woo-woo,
yes,
that's major.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I do have something else in the works that will hopefully launch. I don't want to, reveal the sheets on that, but always know it's always going to be some big things popping with Polypearl. It's going to always try to stand apart and do some creative things. So maybe, who knows, maybe multiple locations and maybe in a city near you.
Yeah. And so what are some of the fall fashion trends other than the bows? Because I think for you, bows and, the girly glam is going to always be in season for Polypearl.
Absolutely.
But do you see anything that's really, really popular that you're like, oh, my God, why is this real popular?
Well, definitely. They've been doing, the tutus, they're trending with pearls, tutu on the pearls. What you're wearing, the wine color, is definitely one of the trending colors for this season, but sequins never go out of style. But again, you create your style. Yeah, that's how you stand apart. You create your look. Yeah. Be you.
Yeah. I see a lot of Gucci inspired everywhere. Are you tired of that look yet, or are you still loving it?
I love it because it's affordable for my clients. So those who can't afford Gucci be inspired by the lookalike Gucci. So no, I'm not tired of it. It works for some folks' pockets, and that's good. That's a good thing. Yeah, so yeah,
I love it. Well, thank you so much. We're gonna bring Janai back on. We're gonna take a quick commercial, and then we'll bring her back on, and we'll keep the conversation going. Thank you. Now my new show, the Coach Kellie Speaks Talk Show. This has been an exciting journey for me. I'm inspired by each and every last one of your comments, how you share my posts, going on to YouTube, leaving comments, just all of that just warms my heart every time I read it. And so I wanted to just let you know that you can buy my book on my website at www.coachkelliespeaks.net. Thank you again for tuning in, and I love you guys so much. Thanks. Hello, everyone. It's your girl, Coach Kellie, from the Coach Kellie Speaks Talk Show. I'm here to talk about my brand new book, The 30-Day, 30-Minute Visionary Journal, Awakening the Finisher Within. I wrote this book because I wanted to inspire other people to be finishers in their own personal journey of business. Hey, welcome back to the Coach Kellie Speaks Show. I'm here with Rhonda and Janai. Hey, ladies. Both of you guys' segments were really awesome. You know, you never know what's in a person until you really sit down and have a conversation with them. Of course, in this industry, being an entrepreneur, you can't be introverts.
Right.
So, what is the for the audience that's out there that wants to do something similar to what you guys are doing? What is the best way to get yourself out there?
The first thing, you just have to believe in yourself in order for you really to process it. And you can't wait on other people's opinions to be like, girl, don't do that. That's not going to work. You can't. I mean, and it's your vision. It's your baby. So you're going to take care of it. It's your brand. So you have to stand by it and be for it. So you have to live and breathe it. And I think that's the way that you have to. And I think once you start doing that, people will come to you. They'll help assist you. You know, you'll get funding, and you know, just things will just start happening. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think you have to. You just have to take a risk. You have to know that whatever your dream is, you just have to take a risk and take a shot at it. I mean, what good is it if you don't try? So you just have to be bold. You have to step out there, and you have to believe, and you have to work hard. Yeah. Because owning a business is not easy. It's hard work. It's commitment.
It's not easy?
No, it's not.
No, not at all.
And you have to have money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Rhonda, you said something earlier about customer service and how customer service is very key. Mm-hmm. So, how do you handle situations where a client isn't satisfied or you hear a negative comment? How do you deal with that?
Well, I'm very hands-on with with my customers. And I have employees, and they know that customer service is very important. And it's sometimes can be, people put that bigger expectation on you when they know you, but we just follow the rules. We, if it's something that we did wrong, then I make sure we get it correct. I make sure we get it right, because it's because of my customers why I have a storefront. It's because of my customers I'm in business. So, I like to just, deal with each situation individually, but it matters that my customers are happy and pleased when they walk out, because I want them to return.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this question is for the both of you. We often see, you go in the grocery store and you see this beautiful cake box. We all look at we all know that the ingredients are in the box, right? Mm-hmm. And so sometimes people can look at you, and they're like, "Oh my God, this is this beautiful cake," and they see it on the outside. What is that one thing that you add to the world that it's your own spice, is your own ingredient that you feel like you show up with? What is that one thing that you would say about yourself?
I'm who I am. So what you see is what you get. And I'm very real, and sometimes I can be too real. I have no intentions on ever, hurting anyone's feelings or anything, but I like to make people laugh. I may do stand-up comedy one day. I mean, that's just who I am. So I just think that you have to believe and be who you are. Not because you got a nice haircut, not because you got the fat, nice designer bags. Right. I'm going to be who I want to be. I don't have to look like you. I'm happy.
Yeah, I like that.
For me, that was a good question, Kelly. I think I'm gonna have to agree. You have to it starts with you. You have to just love yourself, and you can't get focused on with this person or that person. Make yourself your own competitor, and you can't get focused on what this person is doing, what they're wearing. Be your own competitor. Be happy within you.
Yeah.
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 And so I know a lot of times we say, tell people to be happy. But do you think happiness is that feeling, or like how do you stay in a happy space? Because the society that we live in, it's just like happiness is defined. We have social media. Let's just talk about that. So on social media, you have people that's only posting when things are happy, and it almost feels like if you're home, you're sitting home and you're not happy. It's like, y'all understand what I'm trying to ask? So what would you say to a person that says, I'm just, should my reality just be I'm just not happy and just live in that? Or what could someone do to gain that happiness that you have?
Well, I think first of all, it begins with you. My happiness is not going to be your happiness, and it's not going to be your happiness. So you have to find what that is that makes you happy in that space or that energy. It may be people, it may be furniture, it may be any of those things. No, I'm serious, because I know when I went through my divorce, and I don't mean to keep going to it, anything that was attached to the both of us, I just got rid of it. I just got rid of it because I felt like that energy was still there, and I wanted to start over. And I don't hate him. He's the father of my two boys, and he's a great dad. We just weren't good married couple, that's all. And it's okay. Yeah. So you just have to find what your happy place is and where you want to be, and I think you just have to go for that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's definitely a good point, but it also I think it goes back to some things start with your upbringing. It seemed like your mom was
she was from the South Bronx, so she can play.
Oh yeah, exactly. And so, I have to, reflect back upon my mother, what she instilled in me, and the things that she told me to do, and that was to live, do you, enjoy life, don't live by other people's expectations, and so, and also, I mean, honestly, it's, I have God in my life, I am a woman of God, and so I have, a peace of mind. But it's I understand that being unhappy can be a challenge, but you have to make a decision. It starts with a choice.
Yeah,
definitely a choice.
Awesome. That's awesome. So what would you say to someone that is in the audience, that if you just had, just in closing, that one thing that you can sum up to tell, because this show is really to highlight those that are winning in this millennial society, that's winning in this society that it could just be so much social pressure. You know what I mean? It's so much sadness in the world. And just to have people that are literally living genuine lives, that are still prospering, that are still, and so because that's not everyone's story, that's the person that I want to reach, the person who feels stuck, the person who feels, and that I can reach out and I can grab them, whether it's on Facebook or whether it's on Instagram, and just bringing you ladies, because I watch you social media, on social media. I watch the fact that Rhonda, she's always somewhere. Her passport stay lit. Okay,
I follow you too. I be like, dang, she everywhere.
And so it's just like, it's just so much freedom in that. Just watching that is inspiring. I'm like, I'm going to Dubai. Like this girl, like it's a good inspiration though. Like just watching how much Janai, how much you love your job and the kids, and and because you don't hear that. I hear a lot of clients, their teachers, they're like, as soon as they come in the salon, it's like, thank God, like,
oh no, I have days like that. No, I have days like that.
Like, I'm just so glad I'm not in there. You know what I mean? And so just finding the joy and the love in what you do, and just talk, just say one last thing, each of you, to our guests, to just encourage them that may be interested in being an author, or maybe interested in being a boutique owner, a world traveler, woman of God.
I think that you have to find out what your passion is and what you want to do. From there, I have notebooks all over my house. I write everything down. And the one thing that you have to stay true to yourself. You have to stay true to yourself. Despite of how crazy the world is now and everything that's going on, I think if you stay true to yourself, you write everything down, and you do it. And don't get caught up in the social media, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. and you will succeed and be successful.
Ditto. Well, I mean, well said. Very well said. I mean,
Yeah.
it starts with you having a peace of mind, knowing who you are in Christ, and just living your dreams and staying in your lane. Don't
Yes.
live because of someone else or
Right.
what Sarah or Jenny is doing.
Right.
Do what you know is in you to do.
That's good. I got goosebumps because sometimes you could be just around. I always say that, like every guest that I've interviewed, you know, they always say things like, "Did I do good? I'm nervous." But when they begin to talk, you get a chance to see their heart and see
Right.
how amazing they are.
Right.
So my excitement is so genuine because like I'm just excited. Y'all have to bear with me. I love people. I love
Yeah.
people. I know I'm telling you, this show could be 2 hours because I love people. I love hearing their stories, their testimonies, all of those things. So thank you, ladies, so
Thank
much
you for having us.
for
Thank
being
you
a
so
part of this.
much.
I have to have you guys come back again.
Definitely.
And give us some updates
Yeah.
on your journey. You said same
Same
day.
day.
Same day.
Hold on,
Same
This
day.
one look good. My good.
And so, in closing, this Saturday, I'm having Coach Kellie's Wives Night Out. It's a night of just gathering the wives to just really just pour back into one another. I believe that the older women must teach the younger women what to do, and just getting back to the basics, because I do see a lot of wives that are never home, a lot of wives that got so deep in their grind that they forgot about what home looks like. Some just kind of was thrown in the water and never was taught how to swim. And so on Saturday, I want you guys to come out. We are almost done with registration. I think we have maybe 5 more slots. And then we're not going to take any more registration because it is a small group. And I have 5 women who are amazing that I believe fit in each category. Blended families, second marriages, so just all of the ways that you can be a wife, whether it was you've survived an affair, whatever it is that you may have been through, there is a wife there that will represent your situation, and they're doing it with ease. They're doing it with grace. And oftentimes as women, we lose our sweetness during our traumatic situation. So I want to help you to get you some sugars, shake up your love cup, and get you back to your sweet spots. And so that's it for this episode. I love you all, and I will give you an update next week about the Wives Night Out. Thank you so much, ladies, again for being a part.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having
As
me.
always, you can catch the replay on YouTube. And don't forget to go on Eventbrite /Coach Kellie, and you'll get a chance to see all of our amazing events. Love you guys, and I'll see you next week. Bye.